1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
Welcome to Thursday with Mike and John Got It Going On, brought to you by Jordan Genso, official Giggle Realtor. We're also thinking of a new slogan for the show.
Yeah.
What was it?
It's a Boomer Cringefest.
It's a Boomer Cringefest.
Yes.
Somebody commented on one of our YouTube
Yeah.
videos,
So
we appreciate that feedback.
Yeah.
Have a blessed day.
I set them straight.
Oh, you did?
I said, hey, this is a Gen X Cringefest, fella.
So, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm technically a boomer.
I gave you honorary
We're a
admission.
Boomer X.
Boomer X.
We're a Gen Boomer.
Yeah, not like Boomer X.
Boomer X.
Yeah, Boomer X. It sounds like a product.
It
Try
kinda
new
does.
Boomer X.
Yes, it'll clean the rust right
Do you
out
want
of
to
your
get
toilet.
a Boomer out of your life? Try Boomer X.
So we appreciate those
Oh,
comments.
sure. We appreciate that. It's
YouTube
positivity. That's great.
We're not sure where that man was from.
I love the internet.
We don't care.
It's wonderful.
So.
Yeah. Excuse me.
What?
Where's your headphones? You're not.
They're right there.
Why aren't you wearing your headphones?
Well, we're not calling anybody today.
I
Rich
see.
is off in Alaska.
I know. No Rich Proberg today.
Well, I've noticed that after I take off my headphones, sometimes I have an alfalfa. So there's your boomer reference.
I see.
Your boomer reference right there. Got an
Boomer.
alfalfa.
Oh my God. It's the greatest generation
It
reference.
really
yeah.
is. You know, you got an
Yeah.
alfalfa
You're trying
up there. After you take the headphones off, it
So
gives you a little
I see.
hair sticking up in the back.
So what you're really doing, that's just a subtle dig at the fact that I'm bald.
No, you.
That's why you're
know
not
what?
wearing your headphones to dig at me for being bald.
That's it.
I knew it. Yeah.
Well, when you take yours off, your scalp's your head's a little dented in.
Yeah.
Kind of like when they pull a baby out with with those tongs.
With the force, with the tongs. Nurse, tongs.
Big tongs. We're going to need big tongs. This one's got a big head. We will see if anybody got last night's WNT trivia correct last night or this morning. We'll see if we get them qualified for tomorrow's drawing with Cooper and Binkley Jewelers and Jordan Genso. More details on that to come. Also, our 2-cent history lesson, and we've got more details, an updated version of our Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Yes, it's
sign
all
up.
squared away. We had the staff working overtime. That was me. Getting the team page up and running.
That was a dig at me, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You want to know why? Because you weren't wearing your headphones. I said, you know what? If you don't wear headphones, then you don't get to be part of this.
You're going to dig on me.
Yeah.
I see how it is.
So,
all right. We'll have the details on that. Your 2-cent history lesson coming up today. Rich Perlberg is sailing the ocean blue in Alaska.
well, I think he's probably flying the
He's
Delta.
flying
but,
there first?
I'm assuming. I don't think.
Not in a paddle boat?
I'm sure though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he say he was going on a cruise?
I thought that, yeah.
I said he said he was going to Alaska,
Yeah,
but I
who
don't know
knows?
if they
Maybe
were
he's
cruising.
walking.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
He's hitching a ride. If you see Rich Perlberg outside the
Hitchhiking.
road, yeah.
Pardon me, bud.
Alaska or bust.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So all that coming up, but first a look at local news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. A well-known local nonprofit leader will be stepping down later this month. Ann Rennie, executive director for the Livingston County United Way, will be leaving that position to go to Mott Community College and become their grants manager, where she'll supervise their grant writers. Her last day with United Way is June 21st. Rennie became executive director in October of 2019, replacing longtime director Nancy Rosso after she retired after 15 years in the position. Rennie says despite her departure from the top spot, she plans to remain active with the Livingston County United Way. As for her replacement, she says the board is currently working on next steps. A New Hudson-based crematorium has been fined $180,000 by the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy for multiple air quality violations that have resulted in foul odors, black soot, and visible flames from smokestacks. Eagle is also requiring the company to heighten their smokestacks and monitor them with closed-circuit cameras. According to MLive.com, the crematorium has garnered more than 24 complaints since 2015 from neighbors of the facility, which is located on Costello Drive, with 7 violation notices between September of 2020 and December of 2022 for violating its emissions permit and failing to maintain adequate records. It has also prompted several response calls from the Lyon Township Fire Department. Officials claim the company failed to operate 5 of their crematories properly as required by law, failing to maintain temperatures above 1,600 degrees in the secondary chambers, which control dust, odors, and smoke during the incineration of human remains. It's also alleged the company failed to maintain records for each cremation unit. Eagle is currently taking public comment until July 5th. You'll find more details and a link for that public comment on our website, MikeandJohnPodcast.com. And Governor Whitmer joined state officials and anti-distracted driving leaders Wednesday to sign 3 bills, one of them sponsored by a local lawmaker, aimed at reducing distracted driving and saving lives by ensuring that drivers have their full attention on the road. House Bill 4250 updates Michigan's distracted driving laws, which currently include texting and driving, to also include watching or recording videos and engaging in social media. Yeah. Believe it or not, that wasn't technically illegal until now. House Bill 4251 provides accountability for drivers who put themselves and others in danger by making related changes regarding commercial vehicles, while House Bill 4252, that was sponsored by State Representative Mike Muller of Linden, requires the state police to submit a progress report on the effectiveness of the new law 3.5 years after it takes effect. Mueller says the legislation is about changing the culture for young drivers and saving lives, adding that the new law will reinforce good driving practices, which will ultimately lead to safer roads for drivers. Douglas Stockwell, the business manager for Operating Engineers 324, which operates a training center in Howell Township, said the bills were key to help ensure the safety of his union's 15,000 members who are working to fix and repair roads and bridges in the state, often just inches from moving traffic. Too often, he said, they have seen the tragedies that occur when motorists choose to look at their phones rather than the road in front of them. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. And Mark and Barb Binkley, of course, just back from Las Vegas and the World Diamond Show, bringing back some great designs from Simon G., Zagani, and many others on display at the store. And they've even done kind of a community service on their Facebook page when it comes to parking in downtown Brighton. Yeah. That's been a big concern for some folks, or an excuse not to go to downtown Brighton because of all the construction that's going on, but there is plenty of parking.
Right, and so if you go to their Facebook page, they've provided you, a look at what Main Street currently looks like right now with the streetscape going on. So it's completely torn up. But they're pointing out the fact that there is still access to their store and all the other stores in downtown Brighton as well. Access is maintained. And for instance, with Cooper and Binkley Jewelers, there is a very convenient parking lot. I have always used this particular lot. It's actually kitty corner behind the store there.
Right.
And I've always kind of found it, I don't want to say it's a secret lot, because it's not. I mean, lots of people park there. But more often than not, I will find a spot there, kind of tucked away, maybe here or there.
Wedged in.
Yeah. But the parking is actually very convenient. And it's not just that particular lot that's right there. There are 2 municipal lots that are just south of that. And then there are the big lot that's just across the street there. So there's all kinds of parking available, and it's really right adjacent to Cooper and Binkley Jewelers.
Not just in front of the store, unless you rode your horse.
Right.
And I think you could park your horse in the dirt.
Right.
As long as there's no construction going on in that particular area.
Right. And they say no sidewalk, no problem, easy access to parking, just a short walk to their door. And, of course, they're, like all the other businesses in downtown Brighton, waiting for this construction to be completed and for a beautiful new streetscape. I mean, that's the point of all this, is that once this is done, they're going to have a wonderful Main Street area that's going to be, accessible and beautiful and updated. But in the meantime, they're just reminding folks that, hey, parking's available and access is there for the taking. So enjoy.
And the good thing this week with Jordan Genso, official Go Realtor and sponsor of Main Street June.
Yeah.
It's gone from May into
Yeah.
June. It's been so successful. Everybody that correctly guesses one of our daily trivia questions will go into the drawing for $100. Not less than $100 in gift cards.
At least $100
to
in
Main
gift cards.
Street businesses.
Yeah. And they'll be picking them up this week at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. And, of course, this is courtesy of Jordan Genso, show sponsor. Community servant, community realtor, 15 years of experience in Livingston County. Give him a call. 248-444-9777.
So I was going through last night's WNT Wednesday Night Trivia, brought to you by OG sponsor Firehouse Doors, serving Livingston County for over 25 years with unparalleled service and products. The question, I knew we'd get a couple right answers on this one, and you challenged me to stump them all.
Yeah, step it up, fella.
But we want to get people involved in the drawing. So I said, we'll make it tough, but not super duper tough.
I mean, I was expecting you to put something like, what number am I thinking of?
I thought about doing that.
Nope, you're all wrong.
That's right. Studies found on any given day,
studies.
90% of us will use one of these. 90% of us will use one of these. We want to know what it is. One of the answers that was pretty popular was a microwave oven. 90% of us using this.
I dare say it's higher than that.
Yeah. Well, I don't use mine that often. I don't use the microwave per se that often. I use the timer on it more so to cook stuff.
Well, that's still using it.
But I'm not microwaving it.
I get it.
Ann said a blow dryer. Michael said a pencil or pen.
Pencil, rarely.
Yeah, he kind of got two answers for one on that one.
And I actually, well, this is going to make us a Boomer Cringefest.
Oh, boy.
I actually went to the post office the other day. Automatically, that puts you in the old person's category when you go
into the post office.
After I go see the doctor, I'm going to go over to the post office. And I had to, sending something.
Brunch at the Sizzler.
Right. I got to get moving. And so I had a pen. It was a pen in my car. And I have to fill out this thing. So I grabbed this pen. And I'm in there. And this pen, it is the worst pen ever. It's like smearing the ink. It's got, I don't know what it was, but there was something wrong with it. And so I'm like smearing the ink. And it wouldn't write. And so it's all
you had a feather.
It's all sloppy. And when I brought it to the desk, I'm like, here. The woman looks at it and she goes, "Do you want me to just fill one out for you?" It was like such a mess.
Wow.
I think I look like a serial killer.
You need some help
Somebody
with
with
that?
schizophrenia or something. She's like, "I'll just fill one out for you." No one's going to be able to read this mess. But anyway.
Hey, old timer.
So
want me to fill it out for you?
My pen wasn't working.
There's a pill for that.
We're not old. Okay, moving on.
Kim said a TV.
Yeah.
90% of us, and that's the thing, because most of us will watch some type of show or entertainment, not necessarily on the TV, but you have so many other options now with your laptop, your iPad,
even your phone, yeah.
Which you shouldn't drive and watch TV all at the same time.
You really shouldn't.
Jeff said the bathroom. At least once a day, 90% of us. If you're not, there may be some problems
if
there.
you're regular.
Yeah. Karen said a shower.
Yeah.
Val said a faucet or water.
Nancy said a coffee cup.
Lisa said a fork, as opposed to, and then Debbie said knife. So utensils, good guesses, but not necessarily it.
No.
Terry said a napkin. Boy, we're sitting at the table today. Karen said a razor. This was a good guess that I didn't even think of, but we are using less and less of these. It's keys.
Right.
Like when you go to hop in your car. Now, I've got old cars, and all my cars have a key.
Yeah. We have fobs
Even
now.
you have to unlock the door with the key.
Right.
Careful you don't
So I just actually, oftentimes, I just leave the keys in the car. If it's in my garage, I'm saying. Not when I park it somewhere.
John's address for those that want it.
Like at the post office. But I'm just saying,
I lock my keys in my car.
But when I pull back into the garage, I just leave the keys in the car because the keys just have to be in the car for you to start it. You don't have to actually put it into anything.
Right.
And,
you just push the button.
I have to admit, it's...
I got used to that a little bit with my newest car.
It's kind of convenient.
Then I got rid of that car.
But at first I hated it. The first time I got the fob, I'm like, where do I
put this?
Where do I put this thing?
Well, that's the thing is storage with it. It's like it's so big,
right?
That some of them you're like, okay, this is going to look fine in my pocket.
Not to reinforce that Boomer image, but I remember a day when you could go get a new car key, go down to True Value.
Hey, could you make me a couple spare keys?
Exactly. I mean,
Put one in my wallet.
and now it's like you got to go.
Remember the time?
You got to have Elon Musk reprogram your car fob.
Well, but back then too, this was one of the good things. And this, here's the Boomer thing. It cost you what, 98 cents to remake a key. Now, I know your fob's screwed up. Hey, $150. You want to get in your car and start it?
Why?
Good luck.
Then that's what, why back in my day? I'm glad we're dispelling the notion that this is a Boomer Cringefest. All right, moving on.
Brenda said a fan. Christine said a computer or a laptop. I think more of us are using those so much every day. The correct answer, and only 2 people got it right, congratulations to Mary and Dawn, was a seatbelt.
Right.
It was a seatbelt. And remember when people were just pissing and moaning when it became a law that you had to buckle up or you'll get a ticket, taking away your freedom. And now it's just automatic.
Well, yeah.
For most of us.
I mean, well,
unless you're just pulling into the garage and leaving your key inside the car. Your fob. You don't need to buckle up for that, hopefully.
No, but it's become, I mean, I would say my kids, I mean, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing. It's just automatic. It's just second nature to wear your seatbelt. Like, they really don't.
I kind of feel naked without it.
I mean, I always wear my seatbelt too, but I'm just saying that I remember once in our old neighborhood, there was a community pool, and it was like literally half a block from our house. I forgot what it was. And there was a particular day when we were bringing a bunch of stuff to the pool, so I just drove the van down to the parking lot or whatever. And we were leaving, and we got in, and they weren't buckled yet, and I'm just like, it's 3 houses down. I'm not worried about it. So I start to pull out. I mean, I like literally got 3 feet of moving the car, and my kids are screaming, we're not buckled up. Oh, my God. So I was like,
make it home safe?
Yeah. I'm like, all right, you little sissies. Put your seatbelts.
Now, since we're talking about cars, and congratulations again,
Yeah, by
Mary
the way.
and Dawn will go into the drawing for the not less than $100 in gift cards from Jordan Genso as a part of Main Street June.
It's at least $100.
To be picked up
Yeah.
at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. And we've already showed you where you can park and how you can get in this store
Oh, yeah.
during construction. So we'll do that drawing tomorrow, and we may have to, because we do have quite a few people already qualified, we may have to go to extreme means to draw a winner out of all these people.
Yeah, you know what? Thinking we're old and we don't know how to use technology.
We have an RNG.
Oh, yeah, we do.
That's a random number generator.
Oh, yeah, we're going to high technology tomorrow, fellas.
Yeah. We're not going to use a bingo hopper or anything like that.
No, we won't.
Heck no.
Yeah. We will use the hopper tomorrow to pick out our winner for the torch lunch, but
That's a different story.
that's a whole different thing.
It sure is.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about this bill that's being signed and it's
Okay.
going into effect, I believe, June 30th. So right before the 4th of July holiday and all that and all the travel with the do's and don'ts of using your phone
Right.
while driving. So it doesn't mean you can't call somebody, correct? But
You
have to have
hands-free technology.
hands-free tech.
So,
that doesn't mean you let go of the wheel.
See, I'm a hands-free officer. I'm using my knees.
Cougar was just trying to call us. I think it was from
she said, she mentioned that she might be giving us a call
When did she mention that?
when she came to pick up her growler of Mike and
yes.
John ale.
Here, I'll call Susan back. Go ahead and
maybe she's-
tell us the rule.
She must be hungover. Giving us a call.
All right, well, I'll give Susan a
Yeah.
call.
But so
Am I hooked up?
yeah. That you,
now I gotta put my
if you
headphones
had
on.
your headphones
You're
on, you
just forcing
know.
me to wear my headphones.
Hello.
Hey, Susan.
Hi.
Huh?
We saw that you were trying to reach us. So what's going on? Are you calling from your car?
No, I'm not in the car yet.
Oh.
But I was thinking that, our good friend Rich Perlberg is out today with the Less You Know, and
Right.
I just kind of thought, I know Les pretty much every day, so I thought maybe I would just call in.
Oh.
You want to fill in for Rich?
Yeah, just because
He's out.
I know Les.
He said he's.
Well, yeah, you do.
He did say he was going to Alaska, but we think he's trying to get rid of the Alaskan crabs.
Right. He saw the doctor.
he's a crab and he's going to Alaska. So.
All right. So, all right. It's the Less You Know
With Susan.
with Cougar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cougar version.
But I didn't really, prepare anything.
Well, you're right in line with this show.
Yeah.
So you picked up your growler of Mike and John Ale.
I did, and I opened it that night.
I had a feeling. And
I was curious, did you ever find the alcohol volume of that?
I didn't.
either.
Was never. We'll have to.
I went on a mission and then got caught up talking to some of our guests
Yeah.
at Eternity that night.
It seems pretty low, like a light beer,
Well, it is a pale ale, right?
Yeah, it's a pale ale, right?
Yeah,
It's
to
probably
okay.
4.5. It's probably 4.5%. I'm guessing is the traditional.
Okay.
We knew everybody
think,
liked it and didn't
I'm
want
sorry,
to
we didn't get the 13%.
I had
Colt
to drink the whole
45. Sorry, it's not malt liquor that you can put in a paper bag. Take down to the park.
Well, the appearance kind of threw me off because IPAs kind of look like that, the cloudy, but that's probably because of the citrus, I think.
No, I think it was from the fires. Because the air quality just kind of
So,
sank into the beer.
What you're saying is Mike and John just really didn't do anything for you.
It didn't.
Yeah. We get that
It
a lot.
really left me wanting something.
Wanting more? Oh, different.
I don't like this segment at all.
I know. This is the less you like.
I don't like this segment at all.
Well, is that the one you voted for?
No, it's not.
Are you getting rid of Cougar?
That was my second choice.
Since
But
it's part of the show.
I want the Scotch bonnet one.
The Scotch Bonnet.
Yeah, we'll have to get back with Ethan at Eternity Brewing and see if they'll if they plan to brew up something, because you're not the only one. A lot of people have expressed an interest. Like, gosh, I know it didn't win the fan poll, but I'm kind of curious what that would taste like.
John stuffed the ballot box.
I did not stuff the ballot box. Stop,
Here, kids, get in
stop
here.
saying that.
It was. You know what? It was fraud. It
was not
really
fraud.
was.
I think so. He created that voting system.
He
so I know
created it, and he voted as often as he could.
Everybody else could cheat along with me. I
then-
gave everyone equal access to cheating. Therefore, it's not cheating.
They would have to care enough to cheat every day.
You
like
could vote
did.
once per day, which is all I ever did. I only voted once per day.
Well, other people have stuff going on in their lives. It's like not watching the clock on when can I cast my next vote.
Oh, but now you care now.
Yeah.
You care now. You didn't care enough then, but now you care.
I do care now. The next
Yeah.
time I'm going to be on it.
That's right. If I give you a chance to cheat, take it.
Wow.
Come on, people.
Put Susan down.
All right.
Hey, are you performing tonight? It's Thursday.
I am. I will be at Captain Joe's. It is scheduled 6 to 9. However, it's going to be a chilly night, so
Wear your
we're
jean
kind of
jacket.
dabbling, switching it to 5 to 8 or something like that.
Oh, you can't perform in the cold?
Well, yeah, I can, but the crowd probably won't be there because it'll be
A little chilly.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this whole wackadoodle summer. I mean, I know it's not technically summer yet, but
Yeah, I
it's
know.
like we had like 10 days of summer weather, and now it's back to
Well,
like what the hell?
about what it should be, but we're just not used to it. All right.
No.
So tonight at Captain Joe's,
Some-
and tomorrow
between
I'll
5
be
and
at
9,
the-
maybe somewhere in that ballpark.
And then your usual Friday night gig.
Yes,
At the American
Legion, 5 to 7. I do know they have a ceremony tomorrow at 6. They kind of recognize a local hero, and so that does, I think that's at 6 o'clock, but I still kind of sing around that.
Okay.
All right. Very cool.
All right. So tonight at Captain Joe's, Friday night at the American Legion. Come see Cougar. And
Yes, please.
take some selfies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ship them over.
All right.
That should be interesting.
All right.
All
All right.
right.
Well, thanks for checking in, Susan. We appreciate it.
I hope you know less now that
Oh.
I called in.
What were we talking about?
So much less.
All right.
I'll see you Monday.
All right. Have a
sounds
good one.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
so now we're back to the phone thing.
Right.
All right, so what are we
right.
allowed and not allowed to do? Now, I know, like I always, when I'm going to go somewhere, just because of all the construction, I want to know how much time it's going to take me. So I use my map app on my phone.
Right.
And I do have to kind of pay attention to it, but she talks to me.
Basically, that's illegal. You cannot be driving
Wait a
and
minute.
looking at your phone.
What if you have it on your screen in your car? How is that any different than if you have it on a phone?
Well, let's face it. If you've got it, okay, so here's the deal. If you're holding it in your hand and looking at it,
That's
and an
illegal.
officer sees you doing that, they're going to pull you over. All right, that's you're clearly, obviously distracted. Now, if you have one of those holders like you attach to your vent or whatever,
Right.
Okay, or it's so that you're not actually touching the phone, but it's up.
I see.
I think
is
that
that
would
not
be
being
legal,
distracted?
but if you are manipulating the screen,
Is that what you're doing?
if you're doing, I'm manipulating. But if you're sitting there touching the screen and
Well,
the
how's
cop
that any
sees
different
that,
than-
then they're going to pull you over because you're obviously distracted.
All right.
That's the whole point of the hands-free. Now, if you are using the full suite of hands-free technology,
Yeah,
you shouldn't have to touch a thing.
Ear and you're driving along and nobody
Yeah.
can understand it and saying, what?
But you should be able to say map or whatever. Like it's Dora the Explorer.
right.
So let's map. All right. Anyway.
Let's say in your newer vehicle where you have the GPS screen or this
Right.
media center
Right.
that is a screen, much like the size of my iPad.
That's true.
So you have the screen there. You have to pay attention to that to see where you're at.
Right.
So how's that any different than a cell phone?
Right. It's
not.
If you're manipulating it and you're not paying attention to the road,
Let's just say-
but the chances of you, let's just be honest, the chances of you getting pulled over are minimal if you are just
What
quickly touching a screen or whatever, or even if you're just, you're right, because in my vehicle the it's all touch screen to
Right.
manipulate the audio stuff. So
like if you were an old radio station came in
Yeah.
and said, I don't want to listen
I
to
hate that
crap.
station.
They're playing,
Yeah.
I'd really love to see you again tonight.
right,
If
who wants to hear that?
No, boom.
But
you gotta
like,
change the
I
station.
have satellite radio. Okay, I've got
What if what's her name from MTV comes on?
you
Do the
black
black-
I would see now. Okay, that's a great point. Here's a
If
great
that
point.
annoys you, that's
right,
distracting.
Right. Here's the thing. I cannot. I'm sorry, Nina. I love you, but she's on the 80s at 8 thing that's on the satellite radio, and
20 packs a day is
I'm
really
sorry.
hit her.
Whenever she starts talking, I'm like, I got to change it.
So that's
I touch the
distracting.
screen. Technically, that is, but I don't think that's not gonna garner.
So you drop a fry on the floor.
Yeah.
Then you gotta pick it up. That's distracted driving.
well, that is distracted driving.
Yeah.
You got to keep your eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
Use your feet to pick that thing.
what do you have, sandals?
Some people drive in
Well, that's true.
flip-flops, which
or
I don't
barefoot.
recommend.
I don't understand, but
Yeah, I can't do that.
the point is, pay attention
All right.
and use the hands-free stuff as much as you can.
That's technology that some of us might not be comfortable with.
But
yet.
you've got people. I think the main thing that the law was trying to fill in was
Texting.
People. Well, texting is already illegal. It was already illegal to be a texting, so that was not. But it was adding it because there was a loophole in the law where people were like, "Well, I wasn't texting, I was videotaping." So I'm holding my phone, and so you got people that are driving down the road and whatever, they see something that they want to take a picture of, or they're videotaping it, but that's distracted. You're holding up a screen, you're driving the vehicle. You can't do that. So, for instance, let's say you're driving down the road and you see your favorite billboard.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, I'd like to get a picture of that.
You can't just take out your phone and start videotaping.
No, pull over to the side of the road, get out of the car, and take that picture.
Put your hazards on right now. The
Act like you're in car trouble.
state police are like, no, do not do that. Just what it is. Enjoy the billboard each time you pass it. Take it in. Don't ruin the experience by taking out a phone, or just let each time you drive past it, let it absorb on you.
We're not paying your ticket.
We're not going to pay your ticket. But the point is that people were they were videotaping.
Well, people do videotape.
Well,
a
and
lot
they're
of
like
stuff while
technically,
they're driving.
and they would come into court and say, "Well, I wasn't texting." And they're like, "Yeah,
Now,
but you're still."
Does this go into effect if you're at a stoplight?
I think it's
you're-
anytime
you're not really
I think anytime the
driving.
car is engaged.
You're
Yeah,
just stopped. Well, if you're stopped.
but the car is in.
And
is
you're
in-
probably the guy in front of us, and we're going, would you just freaking
well,
turn?
Yeah, that's always the guy
The
that's in
light
the
is green.
left-hand turn lane. That's a rule of nature. Whoever's in the front of the left-hand turn lane is an idiot. They're always either
90% of the
they're
time.
like painting their toenails or I don't know what they're doing. They're picking out nose hairs. I don't. What are you doing? And you're 4 cars back, and you're like, go!
Then that nose hair flies and lands on your windshield. All right, another news.
Oh, sorry.
Other news. Now that John's rant is over.
Well, it's not over.
There was years ago when Garth Brooks was at like the height of his fame in the early to mid 90s, and he decided that he wanted to become something else and have this project.
It was Chris
Gaines.
Gaines, yeah.
And we were working Top 40 radio at the time, and he released this single, and it was kind of blah.
It was like,
yeah, it was like,
and
it could have been anybody.
He tried to put on an edgy look on. I think he even had like some
Didn't he wear a wig
black
or something?
makeup or eye makeup, and you're like, what are you doing?
Unfortunately, there's nobody to tell Garth no, because Garth says he's ready to revive his rock star alter ego, Chris Gaines. He did an interview with Billboard magazine. He confirmed that his intentions are to release more music as the controversial character.
Now,
that was 1999, by the way, when Garth Brooks
when it first came
in the
out.
life
Right,
of
right.
Chris Gaines.
Now, it would only make sense to me if he did it ironically. Like if he was bringing back Chris Gaines to kind of wink and have some fun with it, sure.
I don't think so.
If you're going to poke fun at yourself, have some fun with it, sure, why not? But it doesn't sound like it.
He says there are actually 5 of Gaines's fictional records, and he's still determined to bring those conceptual albums to life.
Oh, God.
Doesn't know when, but we're going to get to it. For those that have been waiting since 1999, I think he had a film that was called The Lamb, which featured him as Chris Gaines, and that kind of flopped.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, I better get back to Brooks' career with
Put the 10-gallon hat on.
with the checkered
And
shirt.
get the
thing.
hell out on stage.
And talk about your friends in low places.
You're
That's
right.
what people want to
Eat some of your wife's cooking. Put the 10-gallon hat on. Hey, he's married to Trisha Yearwood.
Yeah.
And she has a cooking show. And
I didn't know that.
oh, you didn't know that? Yeah.
didn't
She's
know
like,
Trisha Yearwood had a cooking
cooking with Trisha or whatever. I don't know. She's always making like biscuits and gravy. Anyway, so
Maybe that should be Chris Gaines. Maybe he should be the musical act during her show. Kind of like the Paul Schaefer to Letterman.
yeah,
Or,
you know what? Try
kind of
that
stuff.
instead. But other than that, it's like put the hat on, get out on stage.
Let's go to Chris with a song. Take us in the break.
Okay.
So that's something to look forward to,
Oh boy.
or not.
No, we're not.
Today is June 8th.
Okay.
We're going to get to our 2-cent history lesson in just a couple minutes, but we do want to remind you, if you are traveling, our friends at Murphy's Family Auto can make sure your car is ready for those summer travels, whether it's just a tune-up or making sure your AC is working or getting the tires aligned, or maybe you need new tires or brakes, those kind of things. Be ready for the elements in Michigan's roads with our friends at Murphy's Family Auto.
Murphy's what?
If you tell them Mike and John say,
Well,
you get
yeah.
5% discount. Don't say Chris Gaines. Say,
Well, no.
what
If you
the
say
heck you're
Chris
talking
Gaines sent you, I think they add 5% onto the bill. So don't do that. Murphy'sFamilyAuto.com. And, of course, open Saturdays 8 to 1.
Today is Jelly-Filled Donut Day. Jelly-Filled Donut Day. It's National Name Your Poison Day. Name Your Poison. It's an old bartender tune for
Right.
those that are before Gen Xers and not boomers.
No.
Because that was like, what's your poison? That was
Right.
one of those things you saw in the old movies.
Sure. That's something you see in a movie that was on Bill Kennedy. What's your poison?
Name your poison. I'm Bill Kennedy, and my poison is vodka.
What's ever in this coffee cup? Bill? Okay. We were kids. We watched Bill Kennedy day drinking. I mean, that's really what we were watching.
Watching a movie. And by the end of the movie, he was sloshed. It's Oopsie Daisy Day.
Oh, okay.
Oopsie Daisy. That was old even when we were kids.
That's
I think.
right. Yeah.
Kind of like Name Your Poison. And it's Best Friends Day. Day to celebrate friends. Best friend, take them out to lunch.
You're my best friend
Get some
ever.
poison.
Yeah.
Some of your poison.
Your BFF.
Yes. Now, Friends with Benefits Day, that's a little bit later in the month. It's just Best Friends Day.
Oh, okay.
1786 on this day, commercially made ice cream was first sold. Before you had to make your own, ice in a bag and whatever else we were putting in to make your own ice cream. You ever do that? Homemade ice cream?
Yeah.
Without the machine?
Yeah. No. My mom bought this ice cream maker for her grandkids, my kids, because she thought it'd be fun. Oh, it'd be fun to make ice cream with the grandkids. This thing was the loudest. Because you put, I think rock salt in. I don't even remember, but it was the loudest grinding thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, I can just go to the store. I will come back with a half-gallon of ice cream. You don't need to do this. Quicker. And by the time you make the ice cream, and then you got to freeze it, and it was always crappy. It
tastes like crap.
It tasted like garbage.
But it is a good way if you have people that are visiting or guests that you want to get rid of.
Oh, that's
true. Hey, let's make some homemade ice cream.
I had not thought of that.
Look at the time.
When it's time to break up the party, you're right. That's actually a good idea.
Yes.
Wait a minute. You brought out the ice cream when I was over to your house last time.
That's generous. I didn't think you'd remember.
That makes sense now.
1869, Eves McGaffney of Chicago, good old Eves, obtained a patent for his sweeping machine, which was basically the first vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
And it was probably one of those ones like you had in elementary school. Wasn't electric or anything. It was just a little Swiffer.
Like the rug sweeper.
Yeah. You know, you got pencil shavings underneath this pencil sharpener. Got to go get the sweeper.
Right.
Cable cars began service for the first time in 1889 on this day in L.A. I've never ridden a cable.
Not San Francisco?
No, it was L.A. cable cars, yeah. For the first time ever, in 1896, an automobile was stolen. Of course, before then, really didn't have autos around to steal.
Right.
So it was the first time. I wonder what it was.
They probably kept the keys in the car, too.
Yeah. Didn't have the fob. The first parking meter was invented on this day in 1936. 1984. History was made as we went to the theaters to see Ghostbusters.
Oh.
That was a great movie.
Classic.
And in 1991, Bruce Springsteen married Patti Scaffia at the Beverly Hills home in which they lived. Was she the first?
No,
Juliana Moore.
Yeah, he married.
First
wife.
Then Patty, who was in the band.
Yeah, and they're still married.
She liked the way he liked the way she played the tambourine.
Oh yeah, the tambourine playing is what did it.
It's the hips and the tambourine.
Yeah. I think that's the name of his new album, Hips and Tambourines. So that one seems to have worked out. They're still married. So
what's Juliana doing these days?
I don't know. I mean, she was on that show. Wasn't she on the This Is Us or whatever it was? One of those shows.
One of
those shows that everyone liked. That I was like,
my wife liked that show, but that was one that I didn't watch. It was kind of. Everybody was talking about how much they cried during that.
Right, that was the one where you'd see all the posts. Where, I really cried last night.
I was like, hey, James Roday is in this. And he was from Psych. I was like, this might be pretty good. And I was like, oh, no. So they started off with some guy dying or had cancer or something. I don't remember her being in it. But like I said, I only saw the first.
Julianne Phillips was in Sisters. That's the show I was thinking of.
Sisters.
It's just on the, Sisters.
All right.
Sisters. Oh, sorry.
That's your 2 cent history lesson. That's another show I never watched.
Yeah, I know.
All right. That's your 2 cent history lesson for today. Now, the Walk to End Alzheimer's. We almost forgot that.
Don't forget that.
We have the easy way for you to register to be a part of the Got It Going On team. And that's what we're looking for, the biggest team we can get.
Right. So
all you do is go to the Mike and John podcast page, mikeandjohnpodcast.com. And there is a link for you to sign up. And if you pledge $40 or more, you'll get one of our exclusive Got It Going On team T-shirts.
That's right.
Thrown in the deal.
And we want to thank everyone that's already signed up and made pledges and donations towards our goals. We're 20% to our $2,000 goal, and we're looking to go over the goal, by the way. So it's Team Gigo, of course, the Got It Going On team. And you'll find the link again. It's on our website. You find it on our Facebook page. I just put up a post yesterday.
And you can even see what the shirts look like.
Yeah. So
they're custom purple, by the way.
Yeah.
Limited edition custom purple.
This is
other Alzheimer's shirts that others will be wearing. Not the same purple.
Well, ours is a slightly. Our fashionista Nikki.
We put the hot sauce in this one.
Yeah.
What was that? The ghost pepper or the from the beer?
That was the
this isn't a boomer thing at all.
We're not boomers at all.
I can't remember These are hot shirts.
The pepper, that thing. Put in the old pepper. I don't remember. Scotch bonnet pepper.
That's it.
Scotch bonnet pepper.
It's Scotch bonnet purple. That's what they are.
Scotch bonnet purple.
There you go.
I like that.
All right.
It's also our new band.
Sign up today. Does Cougar know?
Yeah. We'll open for Cougar.
They're opening for
Yeah,
Cougar,
yeah,
Scotch Bonnet Purple. So be sure to sign up on our Facebook page, MikeandJohnPodcast.com. And if you're interested in other gear, we have that too in our merch store as well. Designer Nikki taking care of us for the upcoming summer. All right. That's all we got.
Oh, that's plenty.
I'm kind of exhausted.
Oh, well, we're boomers, so.
Yeah, kind of tired.
Well,
It's
no,
nap
we're
time.
ex-boomers, or boomer X's. What would you say? Oh, boomer X.
Boomer X.
Yeah. Buy new boomer X.
It gets the funk out.
Well, that's if you got funk nuts. All right, we're
done.
Okay.
Giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time and giggle on.